Hi, Oscar Gronross here. And while we may have a free country now, back in 1911, it wasn't so free in China. In the early 19th century, the Qing dynasty faced many problems. These challenges included foreign attacks on their territory, as well as fighting the Opium Wars against Britain.
In 1912, the Qing dynasty was under a lot of fire from its citizens after it withheld stock information that caused a great collapse. The people were greatly upset by this, and after many revolutions from the Revolutionary Alliance of China,
the Qing dynasty collapsed.
Following World War II, there were two parties that emerged, one headed by Mao Zedong and the other by Chiang Kai-shek, both opposing parties who originally agreed to the importance of democracy, unified military, and equal parties throughout China. However, their truce was tenuous, and due to temperament caused by the United States, it quickly broke, resulting in a final civil war falling between the years of 1947 and 1949.
Over the next couple years, the Civil War got more heated and each party gained more strength and more weaponry. However, the Chinese Communist Party, headed by Mao Zedong, pulled ahead with large grassroots support, strong leadership, organization, and seized weapons from Japan.
The revolutionaries had many demands for the Qing dynasty. These demands stripped the Qing dynasty of their territory, resulting in them losing much control and power. After this, the Qing dynasty had to withdraw because they didn't have any power left to control the people. This withdrawal left a power vacuum for rebels and warlords to take control.
In 1921, the CCP was created. In 1926 to 27, the Chinese Communist Party teamed up with the Nationalists to take down the Chinese government. But in 1927, the Nationalists turned on the CCP in the White Terror. But in 1931, Manchuria was invaded by Japan, and this created a large problem for the Chinese government because they had to deal with the Nationalists, the Chinese Communist Party, and Japan at one time.
After years of civil war, the Chinese Nationalist Party was finally eroded through corruption, and in 1947, the ROC looked to Taiwan as a retreating point. In October 1949, Mao Zedong created the PRC and finally forced Chiang Kai-shek and his forces to flee to Taiwan. With Mao Zedong's creation of the PRC, Chinese Civil War was finally ended, and the Nationalist Party was kicked out of China. This conversion to communism led America to suspend their ties with the PRC, and they weren't able to find common ground for several years following.
There are many important people within the Chinese Revolution. These people are the following: Dr. Sun, Chiang Kai-shek, and Mao Zedong. Dr. Sun, first off, devoted his entire life to destroying the Qing dynasty. Once he did that, he prevented Britain and France from supplying support to the Qing government during his initial fights. In this, he helped to destroy the Qing dynasty because they were unable to get the extra resources that they so desperately needed. As well, he was first declared the Provisional President of Republic of China. Chiang Kai-shek, on the other hand, supported by the U.S. government following World War II, was the last standing offensive toward the CCP and met in meetings with Mao Zedong. Finally, Mao Zedong was the leader of the CCP and the first ruler of Communist China.
There were two main long-term effects of the Chinese Revolution. One is China is an overall communist country. Two is that Taiwan is recognized by most other countries in the world as its own country, but China still believes Taiwan is part of China. There are many short-term effects, though. There was a massive overturn in the Chinese political system. The economic change led to communist structure. Three is Taiwan broke off from China. Taiwan and China are now enemies, and the U.S. blames Mao Zedong for the Chinese Civil War.
Mao Zedong was a really great leader for early communist China. He did lots of good throwing out the Qing dynasty. However, as time went on, it was clear that he was a dictator, and he did not have the needs of China at the front of his head. I actually knew a guy that kind of looked like Mao Zedong a few years ago. His name was Terry. Terry Kai, well, he acted quite similar to Mao Zedong, actively not going for the greater good, and only thinking about himself.
Thank you for your time.